Well, hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. Tonight I am in no mood whatsoever to do a long-winded hot sauce review. I have a hot sauce here that I'm very eager to try by a company that I've heard a lot about and I'm very excited to experience for the first time. I have a little thing that I've prepared to go with it. I am tired and overheated and hungry and cranky, so I'm just going to get right to it. So actually, I'm gonna go a little bit out of order this time. I'm gonna introduce first the thing that I just cooked up. So I just thawed out a little Dover sole fillet, and I cooked it up with some white wine and some butter and some adobo seasoning and some black pepper, and then I did a little medley of peppers and onions and cremini mushrooms with the same seasonings and with the same butter and with the same white wine. And I did have a specific purpose in mind. One of them was that I just wanted fish in white wine and butter tonight with that little medley. But I also have a sauce that I'm really excited to try, and one of the uses that it is supposed to be good for is over fish. And I don't know what happened to the lighting in my video, but I'm going to pause and figure it out, and I'll be back in a moment. I do not know where that sudden light change came from. That was very strange. But it has all been sorted out. So, the sauce in question tonight, which I'm going to try by itself first, with the golden spoon, is the first sauce that I will try by the much touted, much celebrated Hillside Harvest Hot Sauce Company out of Boston. This is the carrot Escovitch hot sauce. Yeah, and some of you might be like, carrot Escovitch, like, what the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I went to their website, I looked at all of their sauces, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start with this one. Because this just looks incredibly interesting, unique, just something I've never seen before. And I trust this company to produce something good with the stuff that goes into this sauce. I looked a little bit into what Escovitch was. So a few days ago, I reviewed the AO Gardineo. Alright, so it had Italian pickled vegetables in it, which are referred to as gardeniera, and I called them gardenias through the entire video. It was completely embarrassing. Did my research on this one. Escovitch is kind of like the Caribbean equivalent of Italian gardeniera, because it is a medley of pickled Caribbean vegetables. Okay, typically used in Jamaican food. And it is supposed to be good over fish and chicken, specifically. There were a few other things. It's funny. I went and I did my research, and then I'm already forgetting the things that it said it was good over. But I retained the fact that one of its suggested uses for Escovitch was over fish. So I had this Dover sole in the freezer, thawed it out, prepared it in a saucepan, nice and buttery, with olive oil and butter and adobo seasoning and black pepper and white wine. And I'm going to try this by itself and then over the fish. Okay. Island inspired, rooted in the Caribbean traditions of flavor, freshness, and fun. Subtle sweetness of fresh carrots with lime juice and spices. Okay, so that's not really going into the specifics of like pickled vegetables that go into Escovitch, but I trust it. Let's see what's in this. The ingredients are hot peppers, vinegar, carrots, onion, bell pepper, lime juice, sea salt, and allspice. And I'm having an acid reflux attack. Even though this doesn't promise to be spicy at all, my body is still saying, oh, you're about to try another hot sauce, so I'm going to punish you, so I have to pause. I will say, it does not specify what the hot peppers in this are, but I'm assuming because it's a Caribbean, specifically a Jamaican hot sauce, it's probably got, as one of the hot peppers used in it, yellow Scotch bonnets, or perhaps even red Scotch bonnets. I don't know. Let's shake it up. It smells like carrot, and it smells like red jalapenos. Yeah, those are the two things I'm smelling in there. Maybe red serranos. Red jalapenos or red serranos, vinegar, and carrot. Interesting. I don't really even smell the lime, or even the onion. And I certainly don't smell the allspice. And allspice is an essential ingredient in Jamaican cuisine. Many, many different types of Jamaican cuisine. I would think that it would maybe be a little bit more prominent in this. But you know what? I can't judge the sauce until I try it. I have the shrimp golden spoon. And we're going to try out this Jamaican-styled delight by Boston's own Hillside Harvest. It's got that nice semi-thick texture from all the pureed stuff in it. Beautiful orange color. Let's go. Holy cow. That is more peppery than I anticipated it was going to be. And maybe I should have looked at the heat rating before I tried this. Okay, the preemptive acid reflux attack had some legitimacy to it. This is a 4 out of 5 Flame Icons sauce. And, yep, that sure does taste like either yellow or red Scotch bonnets. I think it might be red, because that's hotter than most yellow Scotch bonnet sauces I've had. So first bite, I'm processing heat. Second bite, let's see if we can process something other than heat, such as flavor. Okay. It kind of tastes like, and it kind of is, carrots and pepper in vinegar, but with not much else. You know, the onion flavor in that is quite subdued. The lime juice is less prominent as a tartness agent than the vinegar is. The allspice, to me, is virtually non-existent. And there's very little sea salt in it, too. It's not a very salty sauce. It doesn't really have a prominence of that warming spice that you would expect from most Jamaican-style sauces. You're going to have to really like raw, kind of crushed carrots and peppers in vinegar, because that is what you're getting here. It's refreshing. I mean, it's like a relish. I'm always thinking this would be kind of good on like a sausage on a bun or something. You know? Like a nice, thick, charred sausage on one of those outdoor buns with the cornmeal all over it. Well, just like a fuck ton of this, like, slathered all over it. That could actually be interesting. Because my mind is going to relish when I think about the texture and the flavor and the composition of this sauce. A very spicy relish. So, yes, there are definitely Scotch bonnet peppers that are creating a propulsive heat in this sauce. And I like it. I like the heat. The heat is the best thing about this sauce. Because not only do I love the flavor of Scotch bonnets, I love the heat that they bring. So much more than habaneros. Everybody's always like, oh, all that Scotch bonnets really are is just Caribbean habaneros. No, they're different. It's a different pepper. It's a sweeter pepper. To me, it's a more complex pepper that brings a more complex heat and a more appreciable heat, you know, like something I like better. And that heat in this very relishy sort of hot sauce, I like. I just wasn't expecting it. I mean, it's taking me time to get adjusted to this sauce. I think that's really what's going on. Because I just was not expecting that. When I first opened the bottle, I was like, that's not going to be like that. No, it is. It is very relishy and pickly. And I'm starting to really like the combination of Scotch bonnet and carrot. More and more with every bite. Now, I hate it that... I'm sorry that I always have to go on and on and on, and these reviews always have to go on for 15 minutes. I even said at the outset, I was like, this is not going to be a long-winded video, but I feel like to fully and fairly evaluate the sauce, I have to go on and on and on. I have to give it time. Because I initially didn't have the greatest reaction to what I tasted here, but I'm 3 bites in, and I'm liking it, and liking it, and liking it more and more. I'm just getting more adjusted to what it is I'm tasting, and I really like it. So, this has been a repeated phenomenon with recent videos that I've done where on first bite I'm like, oh, that's a 5 or that's a 6. This is already up to a 7. And I'm about to try it over this fish. I've already had the fish, a little piece of the fish by itself. Delicious, perfectly seasoned, buttery. Dover sole is a really nice fish to introduce to people who think that they can't ever love seafood. And then you give them a perfectly cooked, kind of golden brown, nicely seasoned bit of Dover sole with some white wine and some butter. They'll change their mind. If you do it right, they'll change their mind. So, I'm going to pour a little bit of this over the fish and a little bit over the mushroom, onion, pepper blend. So, over the fish first. All right. A little bit over that blend. Let's see if we can get this rating above a 7. Or perhaps it'll just completely tank, not gel with this food at all, and it will drop below a 7 in terms of its pairing with fish and a medley of peppers, onions, and mushrooms. Here we go. Use the sauce liberally if you're going to use it over fish. It's I would say with most sauces, use them sparingly over fish because fish is very delicate. But this sauce is quite delicate itself too. I'm not just coming here in my description of this sauce comparing it to pickle brine. It is not that. Okay? Even though, it doesn't say what type of vinegar, but it's got that sort of delicacy and refinement of white wine vinegar. Whatever vinegar is in that. And I don't think it is overwhelmed by the vinegar. I think the tartness in combination of the vinegar in combination with the lime juice makes about the most delicate tanginess that you're going to get from a sauce like this. This is not like just drinking straight pickle juice with some pureed carrot and pepper in it. It's different than that. So what I'm saying is if you're going to season fish with it, use a lot. All right? Use a lot because the fish itself is very delicate. It needs a little bit of robustness from the sauce that you put on it. And you're going to have to put kind of a little bit, like an extra amount on there. You can deal with the heat. It's yellow Scotch bonnets or red Scotch bonnets. Either way, you can handle the heat. Use a lot of this sauce over your fish. This is just delightful. I like it a lot. It's a hot, muggy, mid to late summer day. But it feels like spring when I taste this nice, lightly cooked fish with the medley beside it and this, kind of spritzy, refreshing sauce. That's a really nice combination. I'll do a little bite with the medley and then I'm going to shut up and wrap this up because I don't want to go beyond 15 minutes for a video that started with me saying I'm going to keep it short. Ooh. Oh my goodness, it's even better. It's even better over the mushrooms and onions and peppers. Okay, so I was going to say, over the fish, still a 7. This is catapulting up to like 7.5, between 7.5 and 8 over that medley. Wow, that is a masterful pairing. What an interesting and delightful, just very nice sauce. I'm really happy that I purchased this. This is interesting. This is going to have a special place in my collection because I have really got nothing else like it. I like it a lot, and I think in the springtime, when you're doing fish and like primavera pastas and salads and stuff like that, you could even put this into some kind of like a spring cocktail drink, almost. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like you could. You could find a way to use that in that kind of thing. But just think refreshing. That's what you get here. Refreshing, spicy, in that wonderful way that almost no pepper other than Scotch bonnets brings. What a nice sauce. Between a 7.5 and an 8 over the pepper, onion, mushroom medley. Still about a 7, between 7 and 7.5 over fish. About a 7 by itself. But a fascinating sauce and something that makes me want to try everything else that Hillside Harvest has to offer. That was fun.